Apple Magsafe chargers. A couple of things you need to know or be aware of before you buy one. Hi, I'm Richman and this is Richman Poor Tech. Now if you've had a recent iPhone from an iPhone 8 upwards, then you may be used to using QI charging, or wireless charging as it's better known, using a charging mat for example. Now if you ever used a charging mat, then sometimes you may have found a bit of a hit or miss when it comes to charging, as when your phone was a bit off centre. So you may have been interested in or seen the Apple Magsafe chargers from Apple, which Apple states will allow you to charge your iPhone up to 50% in only 30 minutes when used with a 20-watt charger, and I'll get into that in a bit. But there are a couple of things to be aware of that you may need to know before you splash out. First, these Magsafe chargers come without the ability just to plug in and use. The Magsafe charger doesn't come with a power socket connector or USB-C charger to plug your socket into your socket outlet, so you do need to buy an additional plug at an additional price. Okay, so you might have already purchased a USB-C plug for your phone, but is it a 20-watt Apple plug, as lower wattage on other USB-C plugs would also affect charging speed. Second, most of us have aftermarket cases for our iPhones, which gets me onto the next thing to be aware of. The Magsafe charger may not work or may not work as expected with your chosen phone case. Now surprisingly, well, not that surprising really, Apple do sell Magsafe cases that will work with their Magsafe phones and the Magsafe charger that you also use with an additional Apple USB-C plug. Talk about squeezing every last penny out of your customers. Now, my thin aftermarket silicone case did work, but not as good with the Magsafe charger, but my wife's leather case did not. When I swapped my aftermarket case to an Apple Magsafe case, it did work much better. Third, don't think that because Apple say it will charge 50% in 30 minutes, that you can charge from say 25% to 75% in 30 minutes. As with all electrical batteries, and this includes electrical cars, the fastest charging is at the lowest state of charge. As the battery charge percentage rise, so the charging rate slows down. In fact, from empty to the first 25%, this will be charged in less than 15 minutes. And fourth, it only works with iPhone 12s upwards, the Magsafe phones. I know all of this is in the spec and the small print on the box, and there's no massive revelations, but it can often be overlooked. So, is it any good? The Magsafe does align the charger correctly, creating efficient fast charging, and the speed of charging is good. With all Apple products it works, and it works well, if you have the correct case or you don't use the case at all, that is. If you're using it in the car, then the magnetic disc stays in place, allowing you to charge while the phone is still in the cradle. Okay, so you could plug the lightning cable into the bottom, but I can't tell you how many times I've needed to fix my phone as I've damaged the lightning connector socket from pulling or catching the cable. Is it worth it? Again, with all Apple products it is pricey, and you can achieve the same end results with a cheaper product, especially if you have to add the plug. So it all depends on your budget. Personally, I think it is overpriced, but it works, and if you need to charge fast before that flight or the important business call, then it is cheap, and there isn't really any alternatives. Thanks for watching.